Hello and welcome to Mature Living. I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program at the El Paso Community College. We have a great program planned out for us today. We have invited as our first guest is Eternity Sharon Wails. She's a Reverend, a Zen Buddhist priest from the El Paso Zen Center, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about a wonderful event coming up at the end of October, the International Day of Peace for El Paso. And also she's going to talk a little bit about how they celebrate Oban, a ceremony that they organize and plan. So thank you for joining us,
Of course,
Reverend Wails. It's good to see you again because I saw you at a service for our dear friend Nancy Green.
Yes.
In July.
Very special person.
Very special person. And you presented a service. And I was very, very amazed and admiring the work that you do as a priest, as a priestess. And so I'd like to talk a little bit about and ask you about your work at the El Paso Zen Center.
Okay, yes, I'd be happy to share that. And first of all, let me say how grateful I am that you wanted to invite me to be on your program. A wonderful opportunity. Yes, at our El Paso Zen Center, which is a very small community, Zen is a small type of practice. A few people know about it, but at our community, we're lucky to have 4 priests. And in many larger communities, they're fortunate if they can have 1 or 2, but we have 4. And I happen to be one of those 4. We have a head priest who's the guiding teacher, and then we have myself, and we also have a couple, a married couple, that is Paul Schroeder and Veronica Schroeder. And Veronica happens to be a Mexican-American from the El Paso area, just like myself. I was born and raised here. And they also have a martial arts business that they run. But all of us serve as priests, and we serve the community who comes there at the Zen Center. Are
there volunteer services that you provide through other denominations? Like the Methodist, for instance?
Well, you know, my calling is that of service.
Oh.
I have been a person of service for many, many years. Before I became a Zen priest, I was a United Methodist minister. And I received a degree when I was in Ohio and served for many years up there. And so serving people and performing or offering services like funeral services for people, marriages, whatever, I'm able to do that. In fact, not too long ago, several months ago, I had a call from the military. One of their soldiers' loved ones passed, and that person who passed grew up as a Buddhist, and they wanted a Buddhist funeral. So I was able to do a Buddhist funeral for them.
Beautiful. What you're wearing is like a vest. Tell me about it.
This is called a rakasu. That's the Japanese term for it. And it is a smaller version of the okesa, which is the large robe that if you ever see a Tibetan priest or a Zen priest, they have that robe wrapped around them, and it's a full flowing type of thing. This is a miniature version of it. And we wear this at our Zen Center every time we come together. And some of them are black, meaning that a person has taken the precepts and decided they're going to walk the Buddhist path. And this is the color for myself as a priest, okay? So that's why I'm wearing it. Meditation helps to calm us down. And we really need it in this day and age with so much againstness and people fighting against each other and politics and all of that.
Yes.
And in Zen, we have what we call zazen, and that's where we learn to sit in a particular posture.
So that's important as
yes,
well.
We have to learn to sit in a particular posture so that enables the flow of the energies through the spine and the mind to help us relax and calm down.
Yes.
And we usually sit on the floor on cushions. But that's not necessary. Sometimes we have people who just aren't able to get there. Sometimes I have had knee problems and I can't sit on the floor.
Exactly.
So we can sit on a chair or an okesa bench. So we provide accommodations for people according to their needs. Yeah.
Wonderful. You know, that's really important. And another thing that I remember in the service that you provided for our dear Nancy Green, our fellow colleague with the Senior Adult Program, is you mentioned ancestors.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me how important it is to acknowledge and to recognize our ancestors and remember them.
Very important. And I was thinking this morning as I was getting ready to come for your show, Nancy is now an ancestor. God bless her soul. Yes. And just to use her as an example, she did so much for the El Paso and surrounding community, teaching, sharing her poetry and her music, and encouraging the seniors to write their stories. And people who have lived a long time, like you and myself, we have a lot of experience and a lot of stories, a lot of history, a lot of education that we can share with others. And it's very important that we teach our young ones to listen, to spend time with the elders, to learn their stories, because that is wisdom that's being transmitted to them. They may not realize it, but they can get in a situation down the line and they can remember, oh, my tia, my aunt said this, my grandmother told me this, I'll try this. So it's important that we listen to the ancestors.
Yes.
There are many approaches to meditation, but in Zen, Zazen, we focus on the breath. You know, breathing in, breathing out, and just being mindful and aware of the breath. You know, this is just my own personal little awareness. But if it were not for the breath of the divine, of God, of the Buddha, whatever you want to call it, breathing through me, breathing through us, breathing through all of us, we wouldn't even be here. Yes. You know, so to be mindful of that, participate in that, and allow that to calm us down. You know, sometimes we count the breath, and sometimes we don't. We let the counting go, and it calms the mind, and thoughts will come, but we just let the thought go. Don't hang on to it. Don't make a story around it. Just release it and get back to the breath, and it relaxes you so much. A beautiful practice.
I need to practice that. We have a beautiful class called Mind-Body Medicine. Dr. Jose Baltasar also teaches us about breathing and how important that is.
Yes.
In pain, even
yes.
Control. But let's talk about October and the International Day of Peace for El Paso. Tell me about that.
Okay. I'd like to, I probably miscommunicated, but the International Day of Peace has already occurred.
Oh, okay.
It occurred on September, I believe, 21st.
Okay.
And there were a number of representatives from different organizations who got together, and we planned this big event for El Paso, you know. And there was a theme that was three-pronged: peace within, peace with each other, and peace with the earth.
Beautiful.
And so we had national speakers on Zoom who spoke on these various topics, and we had round tables up at UTEP for people to dialogue and share with each other, because we want people to recognize that we are instruments of peace. And some people don't know they're doing peace work, but they never thought about it as being peace work. And so we were able to do that, and it was a very wonderful event that day.
Oh, does that happen every September?
We're going to do it every year. We may do it at a different, previously it has been at Frontera Park.
Okay.
I believe that's Frontera Park.
Yeah.
This is the first time they've done it inside.
At UTEP.
And it was quite nice.
What about the Oban?
The Oban.
Ceremony?
The Oban is a tradition that is practiced with Buddhists, no matter what the tradition or the lineage is. It is an acknowledgement of the ancestors. And even in our service here, we acknowledge our ancestral lineage every Sunday when we have a Sunday service.
Yes.
We chant the names of those who preceded us, acknowledging the gift and the blessings and what they have brought to us. And that's very important. And so the Oban service, which is on the 27th of October, and people are welcome to come. We will have an altar with the names of, for example, if you have someone who passed recently, we would put their name on the altar along with others, and you can bring a picture or some memento that is important regarding that person, and we will chant those names. And because our guiding teacher recognizes the culture here and the time of the year, he has said people can even dress in a costume if they want to, because it's kind of around the Halloween season.
Yes, and then also, isn't it also similar to Dia de los Muertos?
Yes, very much so.
In the Mexican
very much
tradition.
So. Yes. Yeah. And we're connected. I see that ancestral connection sort of like a spiritual vibration that is not broken. And that's why it's important to nurture it and to remember to cultivate that. Don't let it die. Don't let it pass.
Sometimes they come in our dreams.
Amen. Yes,
to visit.
They do. They do.
and good things.
Yes, yes. To teach us things.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. They continue to be connected with us.
Exactly.
And we should embrace that.
Yes, we should.
I would imagine. So, who can participate in your services and your events?
Okay.
Do you invite people to come to your Zen Center? Where is it located?
Everyone is welcome to come. And we're located at 2718 Campbell Street, right on the corner of Baltimore Street. And it's in the Kern Village area near the university. And it doesn't look fancy. It doesn't look like a temple or anything. It's just a house on the corner. We'll have a Buddhist flag hanging out on the front, and anyone is welcome. Our services are at 10 o'clock. We encourage people to come a few minutes early, about 10 minutes early, so that if you have not sat in Zazen before, we can orient you and kind of give a description of what's going to happen, so you're not frightened about what's going to happen. And in our service, we have chanting, and we do meditation. Our meditation is sitting, as well as Kenhen, which is a walking meditation. Oh. And we also have a tea service, a formal tea service, which goes back to the Japanese tradition. And then we have a teaching. We call it a Dharma talk, and that's when one of the priests gives a teaching for everybody. And so it's an interesting service. We invite everyone to come, and we also say to people, if you don't feel comfortable with any part of this, you don't have to do it.
That's right.
Yeah, we leave it very.
And we have to learn and respect
yes.
each other's beliefs and traditions and practices.
Exactly.
So I think it's really important. We're going to give your email, because that's how you want people to communicate with you, to get in touch with you. They want more information. And we certainly enjoyed this conversation, really. Eternity Sharon Wails, Reverend and Buddhist priest of the El Paso Zen Center. So let's give your email.
Okay. It is my personal email, if anyone wants to contact me for information, is Joraku, JORAKU .2020@gmail.com. And Joraku is one of my Dharma names. When we go into Buddhism, we are often given a different name. And so that's one of my names.
Beautiful.
And then I believe you also do you have the other address?
I don't have the other address, but we'll get it and we'll put it on the screen for you.
Right,
thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate your time. It's always lovely to talk to you. You're inspiring us, all of us. And we thank you for being here on Maturely.
Thank you. I hope you will come and visit us on Sunday.
Certainly. Yes. I will certainly try to visit you one of these days. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. We hope you've enjoyed listening into this conversation with Reverend Eternity Sharon Wails. And we'll be back with more guests. I hope you enjoyed it.
Hi, my name is Yvette Lugo. I'm the director for the Area Agency on Aging. Our mission is to try to help older adults stay as independent and in the communities for as long as possible, as well as helping to support family caregivers in their role as caring for their aging loved ones. Our agency offers a variety of services and supports that can help in a variety of situations, everything from basic information and referral to help in the home. We encourage you to please call our office at 533-0998 so that we can try to assist you with your needs. Thank you.
Thank you for staying with us here on Mature Living. We want to continue our conversation with another guest who is not a stranger to mature living nor to the senior adult program. So we've invited Alma Sierra, who is the El Paso Business Development Manager, now for Empowerment Brokerage. And so Empowerment Brokerage is somewhat new in the community. They've been around, but we want to ask Alma about her recent appointment and what are her plans for what she's going to do here in El Paso and about the actual business that she's involved with now. So thank you for being with us, Alma. You know, you've been here before.
Yes.
You've been working in this community many years.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about starting your new job.
Absolutely. I started with Empower Brokerage at the beginning of September, and we jumped right into getting certifications and getting training. Empower Brokerage is an organization that represents multiple Medicare Advantage companies.
Okay.
But they also do Affordable Care Act. They do the Obamacare, which is the same thing. They do individual dental, vision. They do hospital indemnity plans. They do short-term insurance. And this whole entire couple of months, beginning in September, was all about becoming an expert, getting certified, because you have to have your certifications.
Yes.
And yeah, I've got a pretty large portfolio of carriers now that I can represent.
Wow. And
I'm
you'll
really
be
happy
working
about
with
that.
all of these agents and
Yes.
agencies?
And as the El Paso Business Development Manager, I'm also responsible for generating opportunities to promote, not only empower, but place agents at different organizations to talk a little bit about all the things we have to
and
offer.
you're not new to that.
No.
You have been working with agents and assisting them and helping them to grow their business, to grow
Yes.
their contacts, to serve the community actually, so that they can get the right insurance for their
Absolutely.
particular needs, right? And that's the goal.
Yes.
It's not one size fits all, is it? When
no,
we talk
no,
to
no, it
clients.
isn't. And I think that I've got over 20 years accumulated experience in the field, and primarily my focus was more in the senior and the disabled population, which was the Medicare. That was my focus. The opportunity to join Empower gave me that opportunity to expand my knowledge of what I have to offer and become an expert in everything related to insurance. From some personal experiences, something that might be near and dear to me about short-term
Yes.
insurance. And it's just been a really great ride.
Is-
Oh yeah, I'm just
You
so
look like you're really
excited.
excited
I
about
am.
this.
I really
you know, it's
am.
like, oh, I'm not excited too much sometimes about, things, but
I feel
yeah.
just like the name. I feel empowered. You know, I think we get to a certain age in our group, in our age, where we think, oh, I don't. You've been such a huge mentor to me and guided me and given me direction, and I feel like I still have so much to offer the community.
Absolutely.
And the ability to help individuals make informed decisions about their health, regardless of your age, is I feel so energized and so excited about this new opportunity. So grateful to Empower. They kind of gave me my second chance in life, and I just
to grow.
I'm so happy.
Tell me a little bit about the history and how the Empower Brokerage organization, that company, works.
Empower has actually been around for quite a while, since the 1970s. It started as a small organization. It was like an auto insurance, and it gradually merged into what it is now. And Empower basically has 6 offices, local offices. Not here in El Paso. We're all remote.
Are you in Texas, all over Texas?
They're all over Texas. There's Harlingen, there's Corpus Christi, South Lake, which is our main office in South Lake,
Houston also?
Texas. Right. And, they have like 81 carriers to choose from as far as insurance. And the biggest thing that is astounding is they have about 8,000 contracted agents throughout the state of Texas.
Wow,
Right?
that's
I
amazing.
know.
8,000 throughout the...
They've got a call center. We've got a beautiful website that's catered towards independent agents that want to become certified. Let's say we have an agent, you know what, I only want to do ACA. That's that population where they're not really Medicaid eligible, or maybe are 26-year-olds that are no longer covered by their parents' insurance.
Yes.
That's a huge market because they need insurance and they can't really afford it. So there's people that say, I want to specialize in this, or they want to specialize in short-term insurance when somebody needs home health or hospital indemnity plans. And there's this whole
My
side
gosh.
that I didn't know about, and the training and resources they provide, not only for me, but for an agent. It's amazing the resources they have to become experts in your field.
And so when we talk to you or any of your agents from Empower Brokerage, they're going to have kind of wide knowledge of what our needs might be to guide us into the right direction, right?
Actually,
What's
yes.
available?
The very first one that I find, and you'll find this term in not only in Medicare insurance companies, but any insurance company, it's called like a fact finder or needs analysis, and that's very specific to your individual needs. Some people might prefer low insurance prescription costs. Some people might be concerned about fitness, or maybe they want an over-the-counter benefit. So it's a very individual one-on-one conversation with an agent where they get to know what you want, what's important to you, and then they have a variety. It's not just one plan. We have this wonderful database. It plugs in your information and brings you information about, you know what, these are the 3 top recommended companies that have everything you need.
And you know, sometimes, and I've heard this, sometimes you don't want to change doctors. You want to keep your doctors.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a reason why you want to
Yes.
find an organization or an insurance that where you can go to your own doctor.
Definitely, and that is, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's the number one thing that you should be concerned about. You should, is my doctor in network? Are my doctors in network? And what I love about this opportunity, it's all transparency. It'll tell you, okay, well, you know, you've got your doctors here. The dental might not be that good in this area, but you've got OTC here, and it gives
What's
you
OTC?
over-the-counter benefits.
Oh, okay.
So I love that conversation where you're sitting down in a living room, or you're sitting down at a Starbucks or McDonald's, and you say, okay, Mary, these are the 3 recommended plans, and they all have what you need. Now let's make a decision on which plan that you want to enroll in.
You know, recently we've been invited to a lot of health fairs, which is wonderful because churches are doing health fairs, veterans health
Yes.
fairs, all kinds. And we've been invited to 4, and we can't go to all of them, senior adult program. So do we call you and say, hey, there's going to be a health fair? Do you have agents
Yes.
that can go? Because if you keep in touch with us, and anybody that's watching us right now, our viewers, you can stay in touch with our senior adult program. We normally know what's going on in the community.
Absolutely.
Thank God that people depend on us
Yes.
as a resource.
Absolutely.
And so we'll be sharing.
I love that. Yes, because I have over 60 agents here in El Paso, and I was just at a Veterans Health Fair this weekend, and there was
Yes.
multiple insurance companies there, and there's enough for everybody.
Absolutely.
Because everybody has something to offer that's very different and very unique. And what I love is being in the community. Everybody knows everybody, and everybody just works so well together.
And shares.
Yes.
Shares
We share
the clients, shares the events. And I think that's what's important. We have no territorialism.
No.
We're for El Paso and for El Pasoans, and that's it.
Yes.
And that's it. We want to
Exactly.
help our elders. So what are some of the common questions that you are going to be asked at a health fair?
One of the main focuses is to make sure that we know when do you have your enrollment times. Like right now, we're all approaching annual enrollment. AEP starts October the 14th and ends December the 7th, and that's for Medicare. You change, stay, select a plan. The ACA, the annual enrollment starts November the 1st.
ACA is
Affordable Care Act.
Affordable Care
And that
Act.
starts November the 1st and ends January. Those enrollment periods are really important. Right now, they can't really sell anything as far as Medicare Advantage, but October the 14th,
They can.
15th is when you can start selecting and getting information.
Do they change anymore? Are people just kind of settling in and pretty comfortable with what they have these days since it's been around for so long?
It has. I mean, you'll find very little differences in insurances, maybe your hospitalization or maybe your over-the-counter or your prescription. And you're right, a lot of them do get comfortable with their plan because they're loyal to their agent, they're loyal to their doctor. You have a lot of aging in population. The baby boomers are aging in, and those
Are the ones.
yes, and we have a lot of Medicare 101s, and I have them throughout the city that talks to you about what's going to happen, what do you need to do, what are my options.
And seniors are working longer.
Sure.
I'm an example, which is kind of
great
nutty.
example.
It's kind of nutty, but working longer, and so we're still under our employer's insurance. So eventually I'll have to be shopping and looking and searching to see what's good for me.
Yes.
And so baby boomers, but then working people that haven't retired.
And then you need to know about your penalties, because even though you're still working, you do qualify for Part A, and then you have to delay your Part B if you continue to work. And those are all those questions
my gosh.
that you need to be informed
I need to set up an appointment with you then.
Yes, you do.
That's what. So tell me anything else that I may have missed that you want to cover about your job, and what are some of your goals, you know?
Well, first I wanted to touch on the fact that Empower Brokerage, me on behalf of Empower Brokerage, we wanted to award you or reward you or recognize you for your lifetime achievement to the community. You've been so instrumental to so many people. You're so important, not only to me, but to our entire community. And on behalf of Empower, I'm so grateful to you.
You should have brought the plaque.
You're amazing. I mean, what you are in the community is amazing.
Well,
So
I think God
touch on
has
that.
given me the opportunity to learn, to share, to help others, and it's come so naturally that you don't even feel like you're doing or helping or being a mentor. We just work and we just move in the right direction. So thank you
That's
for
what I
the
wanna do.
recognition.
So you asked me what my goal is. I want to be like you.
Oh my goodness! Be careful what you say, what you
Right.
wish for. But anyway, tell us how they can get a hold of you, how they can contact you.
So my work number is 817-308-9517. I answer that, leave a message. I'll always respond. I can send you an agent. I'll talk to you. And my email is asierra, my name, at empower, like powerful, empowerbrokerage.com.
Very good. Do you want to give a phone number, maybe your business phone number?
Oh, that is my business. It's 817. I know it's long distance, but I'm here locally. 817-308-9517.
Any last message? I know you've been in this business many years and you'll be able to help people.
But I recommend connecting with your agent, being loyal to your agent, open up the possibility of maybe looking at something else, another plan. But ultimately, you know that your agents are doing the right thing.
And do you think that seniors should sit with their family members, maybe sons, daughters, or maybe a granddaughter, to just kind of so they can listen into some of the decisions that our elders are making for themselves?
Definitely. I definitely think that it's important to have a trusted family member with you. Definitely.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. I appreciate your time. We congratulate you on your new appointment as the El Paso Business Development Manager,
Yes.
right? Manager for Empower Brokerage.
Yes.
Thank you, Alma,
Thank
and
you
we'll
so
see you
much.
again soon,
Thank you,
okay?
Mary.
Wish you much luck in this new position. And we will see all of you next week on Mature Living when we'll be back with more guests. Okay, see you then.